This is the platform, and over here that in the header section there is a search and there is a date picker, you have your balance, and you have a profile section. So what you can do is every time you land first to the screen, you go to the date picker and you select a particular range, and for that particular range you get so many KPIs or scorecards. And let's understand each and every single scorecard one by one. The first one, the total calls made during this particular date range, that is 1st of April 2026 to 9th of April 2026. Then the total expenditure for these calls and a lot more. So if I go and view the expenditure, the DID rental fees, the non-connected calls, the DID purchase, recordings, all those are coming into one particular field, and I see my total expenditure during these particular range. The total success rate, what exactly the success rate means, the total calls which you made versus the answered call. So out of 2000 calls, close to 44% of the total calls were answered. So I can consider around 880 calls were answered out of the 2000 calls which I made. Then we have SIP term calls and voice API calls. At Vobiz, we provide you two specific type of protocols for calling to your customer. That is the SIP term calls and the voice API calls. For you to understand what exactly is SIP trunks, like platforms like LiveKit, Vapi, 11 Labs, and Retail AI use platforms like SIP calls. But if you are using platforms like Pipecat, you're going to use voice API calls. And apart from that, if you want more control over the call which you are making, you're going to use voice API calls. If you want to know what is the difference, which is the best option for myself, what you can do is you can quickly go to our documentation, and in the concepts, we have SIP trunking, we have WebSockets, and we have a clear differentiation between which one is the best option for you. Let's go back. And the fifth one, we have the active numbers. These are the active numbers which we have in our current platform. Then the usage overview for this particular period of time and the cost analysis, right? Then we have a clear division between the inbound calls and the outbound calls for this particular range. And if you go to a documentation and you try to use our APIs and you try to use any of the APIs, right? In the header section of our curve, you can see we are using Auth ID and Auth Token. So where do I get these Auth ID and Auth Token? You have it in the account infrastructure, right? And then there is the capacity limits. So what exactly is the capacity limits? There are two factors when it comes to your capacity for your account at Vobiz, which Vobiz gives you the capacity. That is the CPS and concurrent calls. What is CPS? CPS is calls per second. And what is concurrent calls? Concurrent calls are the number of parallel calls you can make from Vobiz account, from Vobiz platform, right? So at a given point of time, if my concurrent calls are 50, I cannot make more than 50 calls at a given point of time. If there are 50 calls already going on and I want to initiate another call, either the call will be rejected or the call will be queued. Similarly, for CPS, I have a CPS of 62 CPS, right? So imagine I want to make 100 calls, right? But can I initiate all the 100 calls at one go? No, because I have a CPS limit of 62, that is calls per second. So what will happen when I initiate 100 calls? 62 calls will be initiated right away, and the rest 38 calls will be initiated in the next second, because I have a limit of 62 calls only per second. If I want to increase the concurrency limit, I can do it. You can come to our platform, and when it comes to the channel subscriptions, you can go and buy CPS and you can go and buy additional concurrency.